Hi everybody, welcome back to Buddy's Big Screen. Today we're going to be doing a physical media collection video. More or less, this is a celebration of 2,000 subscribers, so thank you guys so much for subscribing to the channel. Make sure to do that now if you're just now clicking on the channel because you want to see what kind of 4K movies, Blu-rays I'm working with. That'd be awesome. To give you a little bit of context of why I decided to make this the 2,000 subscriber special in comparison to the 1,000 subscriber special, that was a skit. This one comes a little bit more from the heart or my childhood. Basically, I grew up on people like the Flick Pick or Chris Stuckmann, who did these, trips to go buy movies, or their giant, mega long, hour-long videos about their entire collection. Don't mind the background noise. My heater's probably going to be turning on and off. This video is going to be, not that much editing going into it. It's more of a conversation, more of a sit-down. So it's going to be a while. If you want to go ahead and just, play this in your car or while you're lounging, studying, doing homework, whatever, this is probably the type of video you want playing in the background. But I'm basically going to go over each part of the shelf, probably from the bottom to the top, and then just explain each movie or whatever the case may be, and just kind of show off my physical media because I think it's an important thing. So let's get right to it, guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Okay? Thank you guys for 2,000 subscribers. So funny story. I don't even know if you guys can see the stack, but that's what we're working with for stack number 1. So let's go ahead and get into it. So starting out, we're working with The Flash. This is a John Wesley Shipp series. It's on DVD. I picked this up a long time ago. It's a great show. It's super campy and funny. I don't know. I enjoy this one. There's really not a lot of explanation. Not every single one of these movies is getting an explanation either, okay? We're going through the collection. I got The Flash because I freaking love John Wesley Shipp, okay? He's really cool. Moving on to Life of Pi. I think it's a good movie. Mainly for this first stack, they're going to be the Blu-rays. So Life of Pi, it's pretty enjoyable film. Moving on to 21 Jump Street, one of my favorite comedies. I really enjoy 22 Jump Street as well. So like if I find like a 2-pack of these for the 4K, I'll get rid of this. But I really enjoy this movie. It has some great comedic timing and it's very enjoyable. We got The Town, Ben Affleck. I was in a big Ben Affleck craze after he was casted as Batman, so I just watched a bunch of his movies. So I have The Town. Fun story, I actually had The Town twice on accident. I didn't even realize, but I had it twice. Moving on, let's see. Captain America the Winter Soldier. Without a doubt, the best Captain America movie we have. I would say this is one I would probably get, I don't know. When it comes to the MCU, I'm a little bit more hesitant to buy 4Ks. Obviously, that's not going to be completely true with the whole collection. I do have some we'll get to eventually, but, it's a good one. We have another good comedy, another R-rated comedy. That's probably a through line you're going to see is a lot of R-rated comedies. I like to support those. So we have Neighbors with Seth Rogen and Zac Efron. These two have great chemistry in here. It's really well directed. It is very, very funny. And Rose Byrne's in it. And if Rose Byrne's in a movie, it's probably going to be a pretty good one. Moving on to Avengers Infinity War. Like I said, Marvel movies, I have a couple of them on Blu-ray. This is easily the best Avengers movie. This is probably my first hot take of this video. I have Age of Ultron. I think this is one of the coolest Blu-rays I have because the red case. It's super cool. It's called a Blu-ray, but it's red. So I love it. That's kind of how it works around here. I know, I do think this is an improvement over the first film. I think that's an unpopular opinion. I really do enjoy this one a lot more in almost every aspect. I can't stand the first Avengers movie. That's definitely a hot take. Let me know how wrong I am down in the comments. Moving on, once again, like I said, I'm a huge fan, or I grew up with Chris Stuckmann and the Flick Pick doing their thing, and this movie was one of those movies that they recommended. Not because it's great, but because it's one of the craziest movies. It's truly over the top, okay? If you haven't seen this, I definitely recommend you checking it out. You're probably going to have a great time with it. Moving on to Lion King 2. I like Lion King 2. Do I have to say anything about that? One of the best movies that you've probably never have seen is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. This is getting the Art the Clown Terrifier treatment in Spencer's and Hot Topic nowadays. It's a great movie. It's super funny. Super funny. I found out recently some people are scared by it. I don't understand that. It's quite funny. If you're into campy movies, that's a good one. Scooby-Doo 1 and 2. Okay, I can't help it. I love the Scooby-Doo movies. They're fantastic. They're so much fun. What a jarring tonal shift to Mother. Darren Aronofsky, right? Yeah. What a great movie. Jennifer Lawrence, one of her best performances, if not my favorite performance by her. Truly a great movie. If you haven't seen it, it's quite good. Let's see, A Cure for Wellness. This one was a bit of an underrated psychological movie I really enjoyed with Dane DeHaan. I thought it was quite good. I don't hear many people talk about it. I think it's underrated. I think it's definitely underrated. Oh, yes. Probably my second favorite Ben Affleck movie next to The Accountant is Gone Girl. I thought this movie was spectacular. It's honestly one of the best movies through and through, from beginning to end. It is truly encapsulating and thrilling and amazing. I got it at Disc Replay here for $3.99, so that was one hell of a steal. I try not to cuss on this channel anymore, but I think we're good with that one. Moving on to, once again, another fantastic movie by this actor, Joaquin Phoenix, Her. This was a really, really well done movie. Yeah, I don't know if it's my favorite Joaquin Phoenix performance, but it's definitely up there. This movie is very encapsulating. I think you'd very much enjoy it if you haven't seen it. Moving on to my favorite Greta Gerwig film, Lady Bird. Fantastic. This movie is... I think this is one of those movies that everyone should watch. So if you haven't seen this, watch Lady Bird. You're doing yourself a disservice by not watching it. Okay. Moving on to Kingsman. Kingsman, The Secret Service. Yeah. One of the coolest action movies. Matthew Vaughn. Great direction here. I even enjoyed the second one. I think they're coming out with a third one. I don't really know. This one's amazing. This one is spectacular. The cast is fantastic. It really got me into Taron Egerton. Obviously Samuel L. Jackson. Michael Caine. You know, Colin Firth. I mean, it's a great cast. It's great direction. If you haven't seen this one, yeah, you're missing out. Jim Carrey in The Truman Show. This is another one of those movies where I'm like, man, every single person in the world needs to see The Truman Show. And it's one of those films that's like, if you don't know the twist of the movie, like, don't look into it. Don't look into it. Just watch the movie because it's spectacular. It's very emotional, and it's I think it plays to the strengths of Jim Carrey. It also allows him to step outside of maybe his comfort in his acting. I think he does do a very good job in this. Here's our actual, we're almost like 7 minutes in total, and we're on to our first 4K movie, Ex Machina. This is such a thrilling movie. Oh my goodness, the performances in here are wonderful. A great stacked cast as well. It's very good. You know, I feel like it's going to become a little bit more important as times go on and technology gets more advanced, but this movie has great themes. It's also one of those like psychological movies where it kind of gets you going, definitely gets those gears turning in your brain. But it was definitely worth, what did I pay, $6.99 for this? Oh man, that's a steal. You know, what a fantastic movie that is. I really need to watch that again soon. Inglourious Basterds on 4K. I know that in the 4K community, this doesn't have the greatest, like, upscale or, like, you know, burn in on the disc. Like, it's not the greatest translation, but I didn't have it, and it was $10 at Best Buy, so, like, yeah, I got it. Moving on to Andrew Garfield here with Hacksaw Ridge. $4.99 to Disc Replay. Another great performance by Andrew Garfield. It's very well directed. Bit of a timepiece. It's really good. It's really good stuff. Very, very, very emotional. Moving on to one I haven't seen, because if you guys, you know, couldn't catch the drift here, I don't even know if I mentioned it. Some of these movies I actually haven't seen yet, but I managed to pick them up super, super cheap. They're still on my watch list, so I'll get to them eventually. But you know, it was like, oh man, I can't quite pass up a deal like that, especially on something like La La Land, which I haven't seen yet. I got it for $10 on 4K, and I thought that was an incredible deal. So I really want to watch that, especially because I love Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling. I just haven't had the time to get around to it. Bumblebee. Bumblebee was a... Oh, wow, what is this? I don't remember this being in here. Oh, little comic book. Cool. Yeah, what a great movie this is. Haley Steinfeld's in it. It's a bit more of a timepiece as well. John Cena. Very well directed. Very much, you know, a great time. Great time. If you want to see some, like, classic Transformers, like, the first 15 minutes are going to be your best friend. But I think overall the movie's very good. The next one I have here is Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow. The movie with the ridiculous title changes with Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt. I think they're just now announcing a sequel to this movie. So now more than ever is a good time to watch it because it's incredible. You will not be disappointed. One of the best action movies with Tom Cruise. I think Emily Blunt carries this movie. I think she carries every movie she's in. It's very good. Very, very good. Moving on. Yes. $6.99 for Power Rangers The Reboot. This was an immediate purchase. I actually remember buying this at Disc Replay, and they had one that was more expensive without the slipcover. Yeah, this was $6.99. The other one was like $8.99, right? And it was at the front of the shelf. And I look behind it, and I see the one with the slipcover for less. And I'm like, guys, what are you doing? What are you doing? They also had Justice League at like 4 different prices in the store. I'm like, oh, you guys are something else. Surf's Up. Dude, Cody is me, bro. Cody is me, bro. I love animated movies. This one's great. It's a great one. Do I have to talk about it? It's a classic, man. I will say, going in with DreamWorks here, the bad guys, Sam Rockwell, really good. I got this in a pack off like Facebook Marketplace, and they were selling 3 movies. Another one's coming up soon, and then Morbius. And then this was just thrown in, and I was like, I'll get it. And so I checked it out. I watched it. I thought it was quite good. It's actually quite enjoyable. I think it's got good rewatchability to it. It's very fun. It's very funny. Quite enjoyed that one. Moving on to The Prince of Egypt. I had to get this one on 4K because I saw it getting released at Best Buy. I had to have it. Easily one of the best movies to ever probably exist. Once again, DreamWorks. Very good. If this is another one of those movies where it's like, if you haven't seen this, you really should check it out. The filmmaking here, the performances, really everything that comes together with this movie is fantastic. The bonus features on the back too, like the making of and stuff. Like, that's so worth it. That's so worth it. This was an impulse purchase, this next one. And it's the 3 Pokemon movies on Steelbook. These are Blu-rays. I had to have this, okay? I had to have this. I saw this. I was checking out. I was getting a bunch of movies. And I just see this at, like, the counter where they haven't put it on the shelf yet, but they, like, just priced it. And I'm like, yeah, you're coming home with me. Because this was my childhood. Loved it. Moving on with another Pokemon, Detective Pikachu. It's okay. Not every movie I have in the collection is like the greatest movie in the world, okay? And I'm not saying that. This was a great time. This was an absolutely fantastic time. Very fun. Nothing really to say beyond that. This is one of those movies, The Wolf of Wall Street. I don't even really need the 4K because, do you guys see this Steelbook? This Steelbook's awesome. It's yellow. Wouldn't it be funny if that's all I had to say about this movie? No, it's good. It's very good. The film bros are going to be like, this is one of the greatest movies of all time. Oh my gosh, I want to be like him so bad. Okay, it's a good movie. It's very good, very enjoyable. And I don't even think I need it on the 4K, if I'm being honest. Okay, I wasn't trying to diss that movie. It's very good. It's just you guys, you know what I'm saying? If you're online, you kind of get the gist around, like, that movie. So going into my next one is Green Lantern. I've had this for so long. It's like a Walmart Steelbook. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great, but without it, we wouldn't have some funny jokes with Ryan Reynolds. I guess I have my Injustice 2 Steelbook in here. It's a good game. I'm really sick of the whole evil Superman thing. Yes, the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. This is the second movie that I was talking about in that pack with the bad guys in Morbius. Just watched it recently. It's really good for the first 2 acts. And then that 3rd act comes in and the ending just does not land. But the camaraderie between Pedro Pascal and Nicolas Cage is great. And Nicolas Cage in anything, I'm going to watch it. So I loved it. For the first 2 acts, it was very, very good. For the last bit, kind of fell apart, but overall still good. I'm going to say the next 2 pairing up together. The Shrek 4 movies on Blu-ray. My ranking of the Shrek movies, definitive Shrek ranking, is Shrek 2, Shrek 4, Shrek 1, and Shrek 3. There you go. Put that one up. And then, without a doubt, the best of them, I don't own Puss in Boots 1. Puss in Boots and the Last Wish. What a fantastic animated movie. Truly one of the best. The animation, the art style is so good. The inspiration clearly taken from Attack on Titan and other pieces of media, and the way it's framed, the maturity, the tone, the themes. This is everything you want in an animated movie. Like, truly. Moving on to Scott Pilgrim versus the World. This is another one where I... What was this? What's this? What? Suicide Squad, the extended cut. Guys, I sold that movie to Disc Replay a long time ago. I still have it. So they just took an empty disc? They just took an empty case? Or did it have something else in it? This has me pondering all of my life decisions. But yeah, Scott Pilgrim, it's really good. And the Steelbook's awesome. So it's like, I don't want to get rid of it. And then I, don't want to pay the extra money to get it again on 4K. It's a whole thing. Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. Walmart's been doing a thing where they're like re-releasing Steelbooks and stuff for pretty cheap prices. And I'm like, yeah, okay. You gotta pick this up. You gotta have it. Let's see. This is another one I haven't seen. It's Dracula, the Bram Stoker's version. Francis Ford. Yeah, I don't know this. I don't know this one. It's 25th anniversary. I got it for $10 at Disc Replay. My friend Kendall recommended it to me. So, haven't seen it yet. I'm really excited to, though. Had to pick it up. Moving on to Brightburn. This is the last one of the section we're on right now, so I'm going to cut here in a minute and go on to the next layer. But Brightburn, it's another evil Superman trope, but I liked it. I thought it was fun. A little bit silly, a little rambunctious, but it was pretty good overall. So let's take... This is stack number 1. Yeah, I have to have a bed. Don't mind the setup. I'm basically sitting you guys on a cookie jar. Hey, and we are back for stack number 2. And stack number 2 kind of needs to be done in a different way. So I have this, and we're going to start with this first. So you guys are going to start seeing a pattern here. Star Wars: The Phantom Menace on Steelbook. I bet you can't guess what's next. Star Wars: Attack of the Clones on Steelbook. I didn't get them all in the same place, by the way. I had to go searching for all these. This one came from Disc Replay. This came from, like, Walgreens. I found them in random spots. Can you guess what's next? Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith. My personal favorite of the prequels. It's in my top 3 Star Wars movies. I'll go over my top 3 Star Wars movies once we're done with everything else. One of them I don't even own. Not yet. So if anybody's hearing this and they need to get me a movie, Rogue One on 4K would be really cool. Okay, Solo on Blu-ray. It's okay. Solo's okay. It's overhated. Star Wars: A New Hope. The original. Moving on. Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back. Star Wars: Return of the Jedi. Can you guess what's next? Star Wars: The Force Awakens. This was a great Steelbook. Probably my favorite of the Steelbooks that Star Wars did. Can you guess what's next? Star Wars: The Last Jedi on 4K. Not Steelbook. The Steelbook was way too expensive when I saw it. So then I might as well didn't get the Steelbook for Rise of Skywalker. This is my least favorite Star Wars movie, Rise of Skywalker, the finale. I really don't think they nailed the ending there. So when it comes to Star Wars movies, my top 3 basically comes from each era of Star Wars. So Revenge of the Sith, Empire Strikes Back, and Rogue One. They're my favorites. Okay, moving on. We have, I think this one also needs a little bit of a reorder, Avatar, the first one on 4K. And then there's some about these discs, these optical discs in Steelbook cases. Avatar, The Way of Water on 4K, the Steelbook. It was not worth the money. This was just not worth the money. This is the first one just saying. Wasn't worth the money I paid for it. However, I still wanted it. Oh, darn. The slipcover of this one's busting open, which is really... That hurts my soul. But Knives Out on 4K. Basically, Rian Johnson's response letter to the criticism of this movie made this movie. And I like this movie. But this one, wow. Holy crap. It's so good. It is one of the best whodunits I've ever seen. And I think Glass Onion is even better. Can't wait for that to get a physical release. Netflix, let me have Glass Onion on 4K. I want it. Great movie. Okay, moving on. Sorry, I gotta do some reshuffling with the way this stack works. Last Black Friday, I bought Everything Everywhere All at Once. One of the greatest movies, once again, ever made. Very well directed. It's a great story. Easily the best version of the multiverse that's out there. It's very endearing. I think that the film has like these great, grand concepts, but hones it in on more of a human, just emotional connection. I think that really, really works. So now we're moving on to Christopher Nolan movies. Little mini spoiler, I guess. The ones I have, I should say. There will be more later, but it'll make sense later. Anyway, Interstellar. The movie's spectacular. If you haven't seen Interstellar, oh my gosh, what an amazing theater experience this one was. And I'm so happy to own it on 4K. And I don't know if you see that price. $7.99? $7.99? I know I sound crazy, but that's a crazy deal, man. That's really cool. This next one, I'm going to save this one. I'm going to save that one for the last of Nolan's movies. Tenet. It's fine. It's fine. I think it's good. Robert Pattinson, John David Washington, kind of the best part of the movie, obviously. It's not my favorite Christopher Nolan movie. Oppenheimer, though. Oppenheimer was amazing. Definitely the easiest Best Picture winner, I think. Award shows don't mean much, but you get the point. So what's my favorite Christopher Nolan movie, you're asking? Which one is it? Is it The Dark Knight? Is it The Batman Begins? Dark Knight Rises? Is it Inception? Wait a minute. Did I get rid of Inception? Am I a fool? Don't answer that. Okay, unless I find it later in the video, I think I gave away Inception to somebody. Maybe I was going to get it on 4K and I gave away my Blu-ray. Huh. That's odd. I don't remember getting rid of that. Interesting. Anyway, my favorite Christopher Nolan movie is The Prestige, and it's my current favorite movie of all time. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. The Prestige is truly an incredible movie. Hugh Jackman, Scarlett Johansson, Christian Bale, Michael Caine, David Bowie. What else do you need me to tell you? The less you know of that movie, the better. I got Apocalypse Now on 4K. A pretty cool little collection here. I don't know if I've given this away, so digital code. If anybody wants it, comes with all the versions. I thought it was pretty cool, and I got it for a pretty good deal. Moving on, we have... you're going to see some Blu-rays mixed in here just because I haven't updated them or I don't feel the need to. Like the Alien Anthology. Like, this thing is just really, really cool. A part of my collection is like the novelty stuff, and like this is a book, basically, and it has all of these cool things in it. So it's like show and tell. Like, let me, look at this. Look at these things. Look at that. Is this not cool? Like, what? I miss when things were like this. Really, really cool. Really cool stuff. A lot of respect to the filmmaking here by creating a booklet like this. It's probably the coolest booklet I have when it comes to movie collections. It's phenomenal. I think I got it for relatively cheap, too. Okay, moving on to one of my favorite franchises, Saw. I have Saw X on 4K, and then the other movies on Blu-ray. I own Spiral on digital, which is, whatever. Spiral's not bad, per se, but I wish I didn't own it on digital. I'll have to get it at some point if I see it. This was a gift to me, and I'm so happy I own it. The Mission Impossible movies, they're phenomenal. I really just wanted the 4K, the 4K, but it came with the Blu-rays too, so if I find somebody who really likes these movies, they can take this for free. I really don't mind. The packaging is cool and all, but I'm really in it for these. There's not much, I guess, novelty to the idea of look at this box compared to the anthology. You know what I mean? I'm in it for the 4K. So if somebody wants this, I'll probably just end up giving it to them. Maybe as a gift or something. It's still wrapped. I don't watch the Blu-rays. Terminator. Thought this one was pretty cool too. Isn't that's cool. See, that's cool. This is another franchise I just won't be updating the 4K, and that's because the whole community basically believes that they're bad 4K transfers. So we're just gonna rock with this cool set. Like, why would I want to get rid of this? I don't mind having some movies not on 4K. That's perfectly okay with me. Moving on to, I want to tell another story. So I go to disc replay often. I go to multiple disc replays often. And one movie I was looking for, I'm gonna take the how much I paid for it off. I was looking for Rocket Man on 4K for a long time because Taron Egerton, once again, great story with Elton John here. I love this. This is probably the best of the biopic movies that are out there. It's easily the best one. And I was looking everywhere for it, man. And every time I went to disc replay, it was so overpriced. And I tried the whole barter system. I was like, listen, what if I bought this, and this, and you gave me Rocket Man for this? It still adds up. You guys are making a profit here, but you're overselling this. No one's bought this for 6 months. I would love to take it off. I'd love to take it off your hands, but I'm not paying more than brand new price for it. That's just stupid. And then I'm traveling 3 hours away from where I normally can, go to, and I just stop at their disc replay. $5.99 with the slipcover? Yeah, duh. Yeah. I'm about to go to the other disc replay and be like, because it's still there. I just went to the other disc replay like last week. It's still there. The same Rocket Man that I wanted all those years ago is still overpriced. But I found it for $5.99. Great. Black Friday this year, by the way, was great. Or 2023's Black Friday was great for movies for me. Because A Clockwork Orange was $10. What a phenomenal movie. It's not even out of the wrapping yet. I haven't had the chance to watch it in 4K yet because I didn't want to buy it. Okay. So, I hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen the film, so I watched the film. We rented it on Amazon, and I loved it. If you haven't seen this movie, you need like all the trigger warnings. I'm talking every trigger warning that you probably need, you should just anticipate going into this movie. With that being said, some scenes were very hard to watch. I'll give you that. Some things got to me. But the overall story themes, quality of storytelling here, this is a fantastic movie. Once again, you should watch this. Just know that the themes and the content in this film is very, very adult, and all the warnings you could probably have, you should probably put towards on this one. So then I got 2 more movies. I comboed them together. The funny thing is, once again, I'm gonna tell another story. I'm at Best Buy, right, and I'm looking, and I look like an absolute deranged, crazy person when I'm in Best Buy because I'm like looking at all the little deals, all the things. If I can find a slipcover somewhere. If I can put another slipcover over another movie and then buy it and they don't notice, so I can take the slipcover home, put it... I do that. That's who I am. That's the guy I am. Okay. Here, let's take a little pause. My kitty's up there, and she's watching. But I bought 2 movies, and I probably should have seen them already. But they were charging them, if you bought them as the combo pack on 4K, they were charging you an extra $5. Not taxes, no taxes included. $5 extra for Top Gun Maverick and Top Gun. When you could just buy them separately and it's cheaper. I don't understand. It's one of those things. Haven't seen them. Haven't seen them yet. They're on the list. Probably going to be a double feature, I would assume. And I heard they're making a 3rd one. So, yeah, I'll get to them. Next batch here. Looks like we're ending this stack off with the Fox superhero movies. Or at least what I own. So let's start from the beginning, I think. We have the X-Men and the Wolverine collection. I've had this since middle school because, once again, I've been doing this for a long time. And I got another great deal. This was another one I bought at Best Buy, and they were doing like whole ad match campaign. And I got this and another movie for like $30. The value is gonna be crazy here in a minute. It comes with all these collectible cards and stuff. As a kid, maybe it meant a little bit more to me to have those, but I don't really care now. What I care about is the content here. So it has everything from X1 all the way to the Wolverine, including First Class and stuff like that. And I have love-hate relationship with these movies, and especially the people making them. Kind of a disdain. We're separating the art from the artist on these ones. But the deal was, you could buy this and the Rogue Cut for $30 if you did a certain deal. Middle school buddy who didn't have much cheddar ate that deal up like it was no tomorrow, and then binged every single one of them. I've already seen them. I would have already have seen them by that point, but like, oh yeah, that was good stuff. 2014. Was I in middle school or high school? That doesn't matter. Yeah, awesome. Super cool stuff. Okay, moving on. Deadpool 1 and 2 on 4K. This was an easy pickup for me. $14.99 at disc replay, for both movies. That's a steal. I think that's great. I love Deadpool 1 and 2, and I'm really excited for Deadpool 3. I think that's not a crazy opinion. And then easily the best one, Logan. Fantastic movie. If you haven't seen the noir version, I really recommend that. If you've seen Logan a few times, in the last couple of years, maybe give the noir version a shot. The black and white, it's stellar. That movie's phenomenal. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. But that's it for stack number 2. I bet you guys are just so excited for the final part, right? So we should probably get to it. I am so nervous. It is the Leaning Tower of movies. I think you get what I'm working with now. Some spoilers, obviously. Okay. Oh man, I gotta make this two parts. Okay. Oh. Okay. Because that's just absurd. That's just absurd. Okay. That stack will be last. This stack will go now. Okay. Better. So, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This is one I picked up recently. I was very happy to find this for $12.99 at Disc Replay. It's probably my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. I think it's like the only one I own on 4K, so that means something. Do I not have them separated? Okay. I don't have Get Out anymore. I believe I got rid of that one. I think I sold it. Just because I was planning on getting the 4K on Black Friday and I didn't end up doing it. So I still need Get Out, but I have the Jordan Peele duology here with Us and Nope. Both phenomenal movies. I think every single movie I've seen from Jordan Peele has been spectacular, and I know that he has another movie coming out this year or the next year. I'm very excited to watch it. I think it's going to be great. I have nothing but confidence in Jordan Peele as a filmmaker, and I need to Get Out on 4K. I'm definitely missing that. We have a random Estranged Doctor Strange on 4K. I just picked this up recently too. $3.99. I like the Doctor Strange movies enough to buy this one and probably Multiverse of Madness if I find it relatively cheap. And I thought $3.99 was like, okay, yeah, I'm in. And also, it's clear. Whoa, that's awesome. So cool, yeah. And then this was a part of my childhood, right? Rudolph was my guy. Okay, so cute. These animations, they're awesome. Okay, they're classic. I had to get them. They're on mega sale on Amazon for the 4Ks. And, they make me appreciate the art form and all the work that was put into these movies with the 4K translation. Some people would probably come under the opinion that the experience is kind of ruined because it doesn't look the same way it did on like VHS or DVDs. And I agree to a certain point, but I also feel like that the transfer was so good at recognizing all the filmmaking that went into this, and it makes me appreciate them just a wee bit more. So I'm really happy with that purchase. Just real quick, we're gonna decide to lay down in the beanbag chair, and I think she's the cutest thing in the world. I have to show her every chance I get. Back in. This is an underrated movie of 2022. $10 at Disc Replay. Bullet Train. I find this movie very fun, very entertaining. I think it's a great action film. It has a lot of cameos, a lot of great actors here. It's Brad Pitt. I think some people don't like this. I think they don't vibe with it for some reason. That's totally fine. But for me, I really, really enjoyed it. It was definitely worth picking up. I had been looking for it for a while. Got it at the same disc replay I got Rocket Man from. So pretty good deals all around there. Let's see. We have Labyrinth. This is one I just watched for the first time this year. I thought it was very good. It was very enjoyable, very flamboyant, and a lot of the practical effects were really, really solid. I think on 4K it looked very good. Of course, there's some things that are dated, but I had a great time with that movie. For the first time seeing it, I thought it was spectacular. Moving into Dune, because Dune Part 2 comes out this year. I'm so excited for that. One of the greatest looking movies of all time. I don't like the floaty head poster. It's stupid, but everything else about this movie is actually quite good. I don't think anybody doesn't. Does anybody not like Dune? The newest one? When did it come out? Was it 21? It was a 21 movie, right? 2021? Because it was one of those ones that went to streaming right away. I think. Let me know in the comments. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Best Marvel movie of last year, next to Spider-Man. No, wait. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, okay, which we'll get to. This is the best MCU movie of last year, and probably the best MCU movie. It is the best MCU movie. It is. Let's be real. Super Mario on 4K. I got it for $10. I thought it was good. I like this one. It's fun. It's good. Are you guys liking this? Do you like how I'm just look at what I have. Look at what I spent the little money I have on. I'm not rethinking my life choices, by the way. I love movies, so this is awesome to me. But it is just kind of like, it's like show and tell, really. Like, hey, I got Krampus. You guys like this movie? Let me know. That's kind of like the whole thing, you know? I admire this movie. PG-13 horror. I think Krampus is cool. There's a 4K of this. I just need to get it. I really should. It looks so good. The Lighthouse. I don't know if they're ever gonna... This is Robert Eggers now. Robert Eggers? I don't know the proper pronunciation, but phenomenal director. I have his 3 films here. The Lighthouse, got it at Disc Replay, $6.99. I don't know if they're ever making a 4K of this, so I went ahead and bought it because it's phenomenal. Robert Pattinson, Willem Dafoe. I mean, they're both giving phenomenal performances in this movie if you haven't seen it. Moving on to The Witch. I thought this film was really, really good. I heard that it had basically little to no budget. Anya Taylor-Joy is the lead. It was hard to... And of course, The Northman on 4K. It's really hard for me to rank these because I think they're all very different. These two are definitely more in line with each other versus, you know, The Northman and the other ones. The Northman's the most mainstream of them, and I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing or a good thing. I think they're all very good movies. It's just very hard for me to rank them because they're so different from each other. But I think he's a very talented director and has great talent amongst his movies. I recommend all of them. Okay. I have a sequel to a movie without having the original because it's not on 4K, at least not yet. I've heard that other parts of the world are getting the 4K of this movie this year, so hopefully we are too. And that would be the Terrifier franchise. I have Terrifier 2 right here. I pre-ordered this as soon as it was humanly possible. I have the other poster up in my room. I love this movie. I think, you know, I really like supporting indie stuff and more of the, I don't know, you know, I just like supporting the local filmmaker, I guess. They're not local, but, you know, Damien Leone and his crew do a fantastic job. You know, these movies are grotesque, they're dark, they're something else, but to me they're campy and they're fun and they're bloody. They're very interesting slasher movies, very psychological in the second one. I like the Terrifier movies. For me, I just love them. One of my favorite horror movies from last year, Talk to Me, had to own it immediately after I saw it because I'm like, wow, this film blew me away. Had to have it. I've rewatched it, I think, 4 times now since I bought it. I love it. Another horror movie that I absolutely loved. We're gonna go. We're gonna start at the bottom because I saw this one, right? I saw Evil Dead Rise. I was on a couple live streams where I talked about this stuff, but you know, this is the first time I'm talking about it on my channel. Evil Dead Rise was my first Evil Dead movie, and I fell in love with this movie. Mommy's with the Maggots now. That did something to me. That awoken something inside of me in the theater, and I haven't been able to let it go. But now I think I'm an Evil Dead fan, but I haven't seen the other ones. So I go to Disc Replay, right? Check this out. I think the only one I don't have is the reboot, or the remake from 2013? Disc Replay had Evil Dead. Nice. $10. And then I saw Evil Dead 2. $12.99. I'm like, oh, okay. I was trading a bunch of movies in this day, by the way. And then I saw Army of Darkness on Steelbook. This is... I haven't seen these yet. This is the coolest Steelbook I think I own. Look at that! I have no idea what this is. But Bruce Campbell is here! What is this? I can't wait to see it. So, I'm an Evil Dead fan without seeing the other Evil Dead movies. Take that as you will. I'm very excited to see them, though. And I'll get the reboot as soon as I find it. Back in with another franchise I fell in love with last year. The John Wick movies. All 4 on 4K. Every single John Wick movie is phenomenal. But like we're doing with other rankings, we have to rank these movies. I think it's John Wick 4 is the best, then John Wick 2, then 1, and then 3. And that's nothing really against Parabellum. It's fine. It's a very good one. but everything else is just so much better. These films are truly phenomenal. I'm a little nervous for the future of the franchise because there really shouldn't be a future of this franchise, but I'm optimistic. That's what I'll say about that. Truly, some of the greatest action movies I've ever seen, especially John Wick Chapter 4. We're moving on to something I don't think we've really covered yet in this video, is anime. Is this really the only anime that I own? Unless I've missed something. I think this is the first full anime that I own on physical, and it's one of the best ones. It's Cowboy Bebop. I need to get the movie. I still need to get the movie here, but I just couldn't help it. Black Friday had this for $15. The entire show of Cowboy Bebop. And to me, Cowboy Bebop is one of the greatest animes I've ever seen. Truly one of the best stories I've ever seen. And I had to have it. I truly had to. And for $15, what do you want me to do? I just need to get the movie. Just need to get the movie. Moving on to another franchise I fell in love with last year because I had never seen them, is Indiana Jones. There were two different versions of the Indiana Jones 4K. One was about $50. On Black Friday, it was $45. I think it's a lot higher besides the deals, but this version was a little less. And this one is another one of those booklets, but I think this is one of my least favorite booklets I have. We'll go through it together, show and tell action. You know, it's fine. You guys want the codes? I'm not using them. It's kind of boring. But if you want to pay double the price, you can get steelbooks. Which you'd think, with the context or the rest of this video, that buddy, you would get the steelbook one. Well, I'm not made of money, okay? As I put my Indiana Jones 4K book on my couch. To be fair, I don't have a lot of money. Okay, this was built over a while, and a lot of these were gifts. Okay, everybody knows I'm an addict for 4K movies. I love being a janitor of film, okay? I don't want to overspend. They're great movies. My gosh, I was just critiquing the freaking Blu-ray box and not even talking about the movies. They're so good. So we're ranking Indiana Jones. I think it goes Temple of Doom, The Last Crusade, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and then Dial of Destiny. I think I get more actual enjoyment out of watching Kingdom of the Crystal Skull compared to Dial of Destiny. They're on the same kind of wavelengths when it comes to the narrative. So, is what it is with those ones. But those first three are incredible. Moving on to another series that I have the entirety of, Spectacular Spider-Man. I got this before it was on Disney Plus, just because, I really wanted to own Spectacular Spider-Man. Josh Keaton is phenomenal. The show is very good. I wish it got a third season, but those first two are very, very good. And then wrapping up that mini pile, we have Morbius. Jared Leto, the movie that failed in the box office twice. You would have to be on the channel back when I didn't delete all the videos. I still think my Morb video is up when I got the poster I made through Photoshop. I just made it say Morb instead of Morbius. Just said Morb. I think I deleted my Morbius review. It's not good. It's not good, but I had to have it. Okay, moving on to the next pile. I'm just thinking about how I want to attack it. Okay, I think it makes the most sense to take these off and go one by one. So, we have Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man trilogy on 4K. Pretty self-explanatory why I own these. They're great. How do we do the ranking on the Spider-Man? Because I've already ranked the Spider-Man so many times. But I'm doing it again because we're ranking the movies. We're ranking movies. So I'll say for the Raimi trilogy, I think it goes 2-3-1. 2-3-1. I have a lot of fun with Spider-Man 3. 2-3-1. Okay. The Amazing Spider-Man on 4K, Andrew Garfield, my personal favorite live-action Spider-Man. I would go 1 and 2. Pretty self-explanatory on that ranking. And then we have Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies, Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home, the Home trilogy. I would rank these No Way Home, Homecoming, and then Far From Home. I think Far From Home is my least favorite Spider-Man movie of all time. Take that as you will. And then we're moving on to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse on 4K. It's a great movie, man. It's a fantastic movie. And then Across the Spider-Verse on 4K. I would rank the Spider-Verse films as Across and then Into, because I think Across is the best Spider-Man movie we've ever had, while I think The Amazing Spider-Man is my personal favorite live-action movie. And then, there's tier lists on my channel. If you want to go watch my other opinions, I can talk about Spider-Man all live long day, okay? So, we'll get past those. And then I own the Venoms. Venom, and then Venom Let There Be Carnage. I have fun with these movies. This is one of those, like, instances where I'm like, I love the Venom movies. I love these. Venom 1, he gets in a lobster tank with a hoodie and jeans on and goes, like, crazy ballistic, eating lobster. This is grade A cinema. And this one, Woody Harrelson as Carnage. I love this. I love the relationship between Eddie and Venom in these. I think Tom Hardy's doing a great job. I get the critiques. I have my issues with these movies. But sometimes y'all just gotta have fun, okay? Sometimes you just gotta have fun. And that's what I have when I watch these. I have fun, okay? Gosh, we just can't have fun anymore? No, I'm just kidding. Everybody can have their opinions on those movies. That's totally understandable. Moving on to Watchmen, the Ultimate Cut. Now, I owned the director's cut, and I loved it. I absolutely love Watchmen. It's one of my favorite comic book movies. Zack Snyder's best movie, easily. And then the Ultimate Cut added that animated Tales of the Black Freighter from the book. It's up there somewhere. It's in the movie here, and it just doesn't fit at all. The Ultimate Cut is worse than the director's cut, just because that animated Tale of the Black Freighter just does not make any sense in the narrative here. So I would stick with the director's cut, which is kind of frustrating, because I don't think that I don't think the 4K is the director's cut. It's just the Ultimate Cut. So that's kind of frustrating, but truly is one of the best. Is it on there 3 times? Because I don't know if they have the theatrical on here, because I heard the theatrical was awful. I haven't seen it. Didn't see the theatrical. I watched the director's. And then I have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem on 4K. Great steelbook, another fantastic steelbook. The art on the inside is fine. I mean, it's kind of basic. It just has the heroes on this side, and then some of the villains are, I guess, antagonists, because really towards the end of the film, they weren't really villains or antagonists. They were just kind of misunderstood. This film's great on every single aspect of filmmaking. It's the best Ninja Turtles movie. It's one of the best animated movies. It's creative, it's inspiring, it's unique. It's everything you probably want in a movie, all wrapped up in a nice little bow. Coraline, first time seeing it was last year. This steelbook is great. This was a reprint done at Walmart. Beautiful steelbook, very vibrant. The booklet's even really cool. Very, very, very cool. I'm going to take the discs out, but, they also have really, really cool art on them as well. But I wanted to show you had to be a little bit, here we go. Art. The house. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. If you haven't seen this, you should watch it. Or if you were like me and you had nightmares about it for like a decade and you didn't watch it, now you're an adult and you still haven't seen it, you should probably watch it, because you're not gonna get scared. You can face your fears, because I did. I was scared of Coraline for a decade. But I stood my ground and I watched it and I loved it. So, if you were in the same boat as me, you should check it out. You're gonna love it. All right, moving on. Hot take time. It's time for hot takes on Buddy's big screen. I love these movies. I love them. I love Zack Snyder's DC Extended Universe. That should have been 5 movies and then rebooted, because that's what we're doing anyway. But hindsight's 2020. The story we got, Man of Steel on 4K, beautiful movie on 4K, very well shot. I love this movie. I know it's very controversial. I understand a lot of all of the criticisms for this movie are very, very valid. I feel like. I don't think this one is like super heinous when it comes to the hot takes and stuff, or the cold takes, if you will. I think I get both sides on this one. I very much enjoy it, but I also recognize its flaws. I love Batman v Superman. The theatrical cut is not good. The ultimate cut's better. This cut's even better. Okay, this cut's awesome because it adds the IMAX scenes back in, and it's beautiful. This is one of the most beautiful comic book movies I've ever seen, but man, is it silly. I love it, but this movie is so silly, but I love it. Okay. Then Zack Snyder's Justice League. I was waiting for this one for a very long time. I was not a fan of Justice League. I do not own Justice League. I will not buy Justice League. If someone buys it for me, I'll keep it. Because I know that they do it ironically, that they would buy it for me ironically. Because that movie was awful. This one's a lot better. It's 4 hours long. I love every second of it. It flows so well. I've watched it like so many times. And you'd think watching a 4-hour movie multiple times would get like really, really egregious. Or you just like it less. For some reason, I just keep liking this one more. Like, that's just my opinion. I really enjoy it. And you know, the 4x3 jokes were funny for like the first couple months, but it's like, it's not distracting at all. Y'all all loved Saltburn, did the same thing. Like, I love it when movies do that, where they take risks and do something a little bit different. Like, why not? Get funny with it. Get jiggy with it, I guess. I think it's fun. Moving on to the final Christopher Nolan movies I was talking about. The Batman, the Dark Knight trilogy. All of them. Funny, another story. I had the Blu-ray collection of these, and it was another one of those foldable books, and it was really, 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 really cool. And I wasn't selling it the day I was going to Disc Replay. And then I get to Disc Replay, give them my movies, and then went to check out the selection while they were doing their whole estimating how much they were going to give me, and I saw these, and I was like, they had them for like $15 for all three. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? So I bought them. And then I gave the other ones to a friend of mine. You have to... They're good. Do I have to talk about these? I feel like it's just like everybody on the internet at this point, or anybody who's going to watch this video, anyone who's this far in this video has seen these. Right? Right? If you haven't seen these and you're watching this part of the video, comment down below. I got to know. But we have to rank them. Oh, and I forgot to rank these. This one's the best one. And then this one, and then this one. I can't help it. I like what I like, okay? And I like Let There Be Carnage over regular Venom. Okay, great. Moving on to the Dark Knight trilogy. How would I rank these? Batman Begins is the best one. And then this one, The Dark Knight. And then The Dark Knight Rises. It basically, they just... I don't know. Batman Begins is the better Batman movie. This is the best movie in general. And then this is good. This is good. People trash on it. Why are you trashing on it? It's still good. It's very good. And the plot hole in The Dark Knight Rises was, how did Bruce Wayne get back to Gotham so fast? It took him a month. Chill. Goodness gracious. This was a great gift this holiday season. Yeah. I love Batman. And I love all these movies. And we're going to rank them. So we got Batman, 1989, Tim Burton. Thumbs up. That's a thumbs up. I had fun with this movie. Michael Keaton's Batman, he's pretty cool, man. Batman Returns, Danny DeVito, Michelle Pfeiffer, Catwoman, and Penguin. What a silly, goofy movie Batman Returns is. And then Batman Forever. We're moving over to, Schumacher. Val Kilmer is Batman this time around. I think Val Kilmer is a very, very good Batman and Bruce Wayne. And then we have Batman and Robin with Kevin Conroy. I mean, not Kevin Conroy. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy, by the way. George Clooney. This came out in the 90s, right? Which would have been around the time Kevin Conroy started. So I guess that makes sense. But why did I say Kevin? Anyway, rest in peace, Kevin Conroy, my friend. Rest in peace. So, ranking these movies. How would I rank these? Batman Forever. Batman and Robin. Batman Returns. and then Batman. Once again, I like having fun. Unpopular opinion, controversial opinion. I like having fun. And these are the most fun Batman movies ever. Movies should be campy again, okay? Moving on to the best Batman movie. Because if you guys have seen my Batman video, if there's 1 million Batman fans, I'm one of them. If there's 10 the Batman fans, I'm one of them. If there's one the Batman fan, you're looking at him. And if there's none, I'm dead. Matt Reeves cooked with the Batman. Robert Pattinson cooked with his performance. Paul Dano cooked. Everyone in this movie cooked with oil and sauce and seasoning. It's everything I've ever wanted. Joker. It's pretty good. Joker is pretty good. Batman The Long Halloween. Haven't seen this one yet. Very excited though. It was $16.99. It was a bit more expensive, but I was like, oh, well, I wanted it. It was one of those times where I'm like, what movies am I looking for? And this was one of them. And then they had it, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get it. That's what I wanted. Even if I wish it was like maybe a few dollars cheaper, like compared to, when I bought it, it was a good price because, compared to being new, it was like almost $10 cheaper for this. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Haven't seen it yet. I know the comic. I'm a big fan of the comic, so I'm excited to see what goes down in that one. The Lego Batman movie. Another one of those movies where it's like, I don't really need the 4K because this Steelbook is the coolest thing ever. And the movie's beautiful. It looks great. So why would I need to get the 4K? And then we're ending off my entire collection with 2 Batman animated movies. Batman Under the Red Hood and Batman The Dark Knight Returns, the deluxe edition, which is both movies. I grew up with these movies. They're phenomenal. I actually just recently bought Batman Under the Red Hood up there. So I'm really happy to own all those. You can probably tell I'm a big superhero fan. I love superheroes, Batman, all these people. But that's all I have. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it's definitely a long one. I recommended that you sit down or have it in the background or listen to it in your car. Hopefully you made it safe wherever you're at. Good luck with studying, everybody. Good luck doing whatever. If you're just enjoying the collection in general, hope you enjoyed. Let me know maybe like your favorite movie you saw that I had, your least favorite movie you saw that I had, a movie that I should have, or let me know your collection down below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you guys for 2,000 subscribers. Goodbye.